Hello there. It's another summer sitting video. I'm so sorry. It's been so fucking long since I've done the last one. I think I did the last one at like pretty much just about the very end of May. And well, today is Father's Day, June 15th. It's pretty late. It's like 10:30-ish, something like that, 10:40, somewhere around that time. And I'm trying to think about what kind of stuff, where to start at for this. Like, just had a lot of stuff on my mind. So, let's see here. Alright, I'm gonna go and show this to you. So, I've played plenty more Minecraft, of course, although not really an insane amount. Maybe not quite as much as I did during the actual school year, admittedly. It's kind of funny to think, but I still have played quite a decent amount. I've done, don't mind the fact my hair is kind of messy tonight. I have, yeah, I was playing a lot more. I did a lot more stuff with brother. So that was pretty fun. But my birthday was yesterday. So I got myself quite a few different gifts. I think I tried to make one or two summer sit-ins before this, but I got interrupted with them or whatever. It just ended up not going too well. But anyway, so gifts I got here. So I got Canadian flag, Australian flag, and then I got myself a couple of Lego minifigures. And then I also got myself a nice Australian hat. So the nice stuff there. From family, I got some nice purple sunglasses, purple flannel jacket, and yeah, I got some just got some straight up bunny. That was nice too. And then also a 2 terabyte hard drive, which I can use for my computer, so that is fantastic. I really like that. So I can kind of save a lot of stuff on there, so that's pretty good. So I went ahead and already put a few things on that, took it off my computer, kind of cleared out a bit of storage space. That was really nice. Beyond that, all that gift stuff. So today, family, I was gonna go to church with my dad, but I was so tired and I just ended up sleeping in again. Kind of been harder not to, admittedly, this summer. Just been so tired from work. But so anyways, Dad went to church. It was nice. Apparently it was a whole big anniversary day of the church. It was a shame that I wasn't able to be there for that and see some church friends. I haven't been to church and as much in these last couple of weeks. Admittedly, we've just been so tired and busy, and it's just been hard for me and my dad to not just be sleeping in on, these weekend days and all that. So I've had that. Yesterday was my birthday, and I meant to do a video particularly for that. Unfortunately, I didn't do it. Or at least to make some kind of post or something for it. But, so yes, it was my 19th birthday. Feels a little weird to think that I'm now 19. Not as weird as it was, not as surreal as I suppose it felt when I was turning 18, but still kind of cool, I suppose. Nothing really new with that. I mean, but like in terms of like rights or abilities or anything like that. But it is my last, it's my last teen birthday, so I guess it's kind of special in that way. And it's a nice odd number. It's a prime number. Well, anyways, so we watched some Star Wars in the evening. We had some General Lee's chicken and potato and mac and cheese and green beans and beans and coleslaw and biscuit. I don't know, there's a lot of stuff. Pretty good though. I really like their food, even though it is definitely very carby and unhealthy. And then we had, well, not immediately after, it was probably at least half an hour later, if not longer. We had some chocolate ice cream cake, which is pretty good. We still got some left. We got like half the cake left. So I had that. It was really nice. Early on in the day, I had a friend over. We played some Minecraft. It was actually, if you've watched any of my previous Minecraft videos, or just ones where the daily walk ones, I referred to someone called End, who was my roommate that I had during my freshman year of college. Well, he actually got to come here and see what my house looked like and play a couple games with me, so that was fun. We played some Minecraft Legacy Console Edition. We did the mini games on there, and we tried playing the Human Fall Flat game for a bit. It was kind of funny. We didn't really get too far with that because it started to get pretty stormy and he had to go home a bit earlier, and time was flying by a lot faster than I was liking, so we didn't get to try out some of the other games I wanted to do. I really wanted to play show him the Geometry Wars game. If you know. But unfortunately we didn't have enough time for that. It was still really nice having him over. And then earlier than that in the day, pretty much just, again, slept in. It wasn't really as much as I thought, though, because I woke up at, I think it was like 7:30-ish, something like that. Now, I normally sleeping in, between like 8 to probably like 9:30, 9:45. That's kind of what I'm thinking, And, but no. But still got some pretty good sleep this weekend, though. Pretty glad about that. So yeah, we didn't really do too much of anything, super interesting or exciting necessarily, yesterday, but today for Father's Day. So it was, besides whole church ordeal thing, we also went and saw a movie that my brother really wanted to see, so that was nice. It was pretty cool. I think, was it called, like, The Life of Chuck, or something like that. It was based off a book by Stephen King. I don't really know that much about that guy, so I don't know. You feel free to tell me your opinions in the comment section down below if you have any strong opinions about this dude. Just don't be a jerk about it. But anyways, it was a nice movie. We all enjoyed it, and after that we had some nice Italian food. To be honest, I don't really know with the Italian food here in this country, because it's like, very Americanized and all that, so I don't know, but it's still really nice. I think it was like penne, I forget what the second word was, but anyway, so it's basically this whole like pasta dish, and it had, instead of sauce, it had like some nice like kind of oil or something like that. I think it was like olive oil, I don't know, and So then it had some chicken and some olives and some I forget what it was. It was some kind of seeds on there. Very basic overall, but I liked it. It was pretty good. It also had some nice bread there that I dipped in some kind of oily sauce. It was like some light veggie seed and oil sauce or something like that. I don't know what it was called, but it was nice. Bread was good. So I just kind of enjoyed that today. For a bit before we came back, and then I pretty much just watched YouTube for a bit, played some Minecraft. I actually recorded another video. I have recorded a couple of different Minecraft videos that I'd like to release work on at some point, but it's not really so much that I haven't had like days or moments where I haven't had like time to focus on this stuff. It's just I haven't really felt like editing them, and just been tired and busy with all the work stuff. So I've been doing the work for probably around, I don't know, it was probably like, I think 5, maybe 6 weeks, I don't know, something like that. And I have, I think, about 4 weeks left. Maybe closer to 5, I don't know, something like that. So anyways, I still have a couple weeks left of this work before end of summer, before I go on my study abroad trip to Sydney, Australia. If you didn't know about that, you can watch some of my previous videos. I haven't really said the most about what I'll be actually doing there just yet. I am planning on, well, I'm not really planning on it, but I would at least like to make some kind of proper video or something like that. Kind of just being like, hey, it's the kind of stuff that I'm thinking I'd like to do and all that, but I don't know, at the same time, I've not really traveled I've not really traveled quite this much before, and especially not by myself, and there's so many new things. So even though I only have a couple months while I'm there, it'll be from mid-July to end of November, and I want to make sure I see all kinds of different things and all that. It's going to be, I'm actually going to be very, very stressful for the first couple weeks, and not going to lie, I have been stressing my ass out about, all these different kind of things in these last few weeks. It's feeling a lot more real to me now, and I know maybe in some of these videos, the last couple ones, or at least maybe in this one, I don't know, I'm kind of just like, I'm not necessarily feeling like the most, I may not be expressing like, oh, I'm like super excited or whatever. I am. It's just, I'm kind of at this point where I'm really thinking about, all the practicalities of the stuff. And I hadn't completely thought of all of that earlier on. I mean, I definitely did think of some of it. Of course, I kind of had to. Like, for example, how credit transfer is going to work, the class that we take in there, or kind of how I'm supposed to be funding this. Kind of already plan out for that, and a few things have already been paid for. I've already gotten all of the documents in order. I've already kind of set up some contact with different people, both here and in Australia. And also be having some kind of online webinar thing, for kind of what I really need to make sure I need to have, specific like packing lists and all that, and kind of what stuff to do, pretty much before and while and after, I'm there, in the first couple of weeks, and I'll have to review, my home university's kind of outline of stuff I should be trying to do, but anyways, so I'm just thinking about, stuff with like, I need to figure out if I'm going to be trying to get some kind of hotel situation, figure it out, for first day or two, since I think I might actually be arriving a bit earlier than I need to. So just gotta figure that out, and then, and then figuring out, like, um, when am I getting groceries for the first time, and kind of establishing that, and like, I don't know what my dorm's gonna be like. Oh, so it's just thinking about, like, dorm situation, and food, and phone plan, and credit card, and like which one to use, and all that, right? And there's a lot of these things, and I've tried to do some more research, some more thinking about this stuff, and I did get a little bit more progress on that. But a lot of these things, and I kind of was talking with my parents about it, I'm gonna have to really figure out a lot closer to that time that I'm leaving, or like pretty much when I'm there. And that's kind of stressing me out. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be able to do all this. It's gonna be so much new stuff, and it's gonna feel probably very, very overwhelming. And it very certainly will, for the first couple of days, especially, and probably beyond that to the first, 2, maybe 3 weeks. I don't know. But I'm sure once I get settled in, once I kind of got stuff figured out, I'm sure I'll probably be fine. It does definitely make me feel really nervous with, especially the stuff with like the groceries and transportation, because I've not really had to worry about doing these kind of things myself, and I know it's as part of the whole experience and all that, and I knew that I was going to be getting into that, and I'm not worried that I'm not going to be able to like do anything or like find solutions. It's just a lot of new stuff at once, and I'm just trying to think about, like, I'm just trying to feel like, okay, like I can breathe, like I can do this, right? So that's been kind of stressful out on me. I try not to think about it all the time, but it's definitely in my mind a lot. In addition to that, I'm also thinking, I just had my mind on the whole politics stuff going on here in the United States, and I don't really want to talk about that too much, but it kind of feels like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it feels like every day that goes by that this dude is in power, and it's only been like, what, 7 months now? 6, 7 months? Something like that, right? But, it feels like, how is this going on? How is this dude able to get away? How is, President Trump able to get away with all the stuff that he's doing? And it just feels really crazy to just be thinking about what's going on with that, and what that's going to mean for people living here, what that's going to mean for, some of my friends and family, and about what kind of rights they're going to be able to have, and just generally what the future of this world kind of looks like. And I don't really know, and it is a lot of really big, heavy things for me to think about, especially if I'm also trying to just think about just, having a study abroad trip, and then, and then trying to figure out while I'm there, like, when and how much stuff will I be able to do? But, what stuff will I want to do? What experience will I have? But how will I be able to do? And then trying to make, friendships and all that while I'm there too. And so it's just, there's a lot of stuff on my mind right now at this point. And it is not particularly enjoyable to be in that sort of state right now. I'm not gonna lie. But I think it could be really helpful for me later on to kind of reflect back on, or kind of, maybe there's some really nice lessons to be learned from all this. I don't know. And maybe, you know, well, I don't know, maybe I'll be wrong, but, maybe might develop a bit more, independence and courage, and kind of just trusting in myself to be able to handle new things, or challenging things, which I think is good for me, even if I don't always feel in that headspace every moment of my, waking life. So anyways, that's kind of just been the stuff in my mind. Earlier this month, we had my brother's birthday, and that was nice. So he had a couple of friends over. They slept over, stayed the night. They were kind of just playing some games and all that fun stuff. And then, there was a good couple of times that me and my brother were playing Minecraft together. So, like, for example, we played on Bedrock Superflat World for a bit, a couple of days. We did some achievement hunting on there, so we were trying to raise his gamer score and all that, just help him kind of complete a lot more of the game. That was pretty fun. And then we've done a little bit more creative building, not very much, but we did a little bit, especially this one day that we tried to get our dad to play Minecraft again. He's played the game a couple of times, but not for very long, or at least not very frequently at all. And it was really funny, kind of hearing them go back and forth. But I will say, I think my brother's a lot more patient, a lot better about kind of explaining a lot of these things, being more patient with someone who doesn't know the game as well. That is not quite as much of a strength of mine, admittedly. I get really passionate about something, and it's kind of hard for me to slow down to properly be able to explain some stuff. Well, they're not always. I don't know. Maybe I do perfectly fine. It could just be Minecraft. I don't know. But anyways, so that has been kind of fun. Again, I kind of would have talked about this stuff in maybe some more detail had I made, more summer sit-ins by this point, but I really have not. And again, unfortunately, I did not reach 100 subscribers before yesterday, probably just because, again, I've really just been busy with work and just been tired, and I've not really made very many videos this summer. I thought I was going to do a lot more, but in fact, I've done a lot less. So I don't know. But different things that kind of had my mind. So besides Minecraft, besides Australia trip, besides politics and work and all that stuff that I've kind of talked about already in this video, when I mentioned something else, I thought some of you might find interesting. I don't know. And again, I've kind of done something, I'm thinking a little research, a little bit of note taking and all that on this whole matter. But yeah, so I'm actually thinking I have a different Myers-Briggs 16 personalities, whatever terminology you want to use for it, different personality type than kind of what I've said on my channel for, a decent long, not really like a long time, but a while now. And I would like to say that I'll make a video explaining all that. I really don't know if I will, to be honest. I'm kind of tired of feeling like, oh, I'm going to promise I'm going to do some video and then I'm not actually doing it. Just to get, caught up with stuff. I'm so sorry with that. But, anyways, so I think that I'm actually an INFP instead of an INTP. And a lot of the stuff that made me think that I was an INTP or maybe some kind of J-type of personality was just me being autistic, me having, ASD traits and issues, and whatnot, in addition to, and it's not just, excuse me, ASD, autistic stuff, whatever terminology we use for that. That was kind of a factor. It's also just thinking about kind of different things, social and emotional awareness, kind of, I don't know. It's a lot of stuff to say right off the bat, and I don't really want to try to explain the whole thing. I don't want to make this video too much longer, but pretty much there's a whole lot of thought process into this, and feeling process into this, and so I just thought that was really interesting. I don't know, maybe I'll talk about it in another video, maybe I won't, I don't know, but it was still pretty cool, really nice thinking about that and kind of reevaluating, like, kind of like what my personality is and all that. I hadn't really thought about personality type stuff quite as much in the last, I don't know, couple of months, really. Not to say I hadn't thought of it, it's definitely been on my mind, but it was kind of more off to the side, but kind of interesting to be bringing this stuff back a little bit in this last, I don't know, week or two, probably. Especially a little bit more, this weekend. So anyways, I think that's pretty much it for this video. I don't know if this stuff made sense. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you don't mind that I was just basically been wearing pajamas and just been laying on top of my bed here, and I'm probably going to be messaging some Discord friends, probably looking at more INFP stuff on the internet. I don't know, maybe watch a couple more videos. I really don't know. I probably shouldn't be trying to go to bed at too late a time, and heck, I did not make a single bit of food for work tomorrow, so oof. I might have to go downstairs and throw something together really quick, so I should probably get to that, so I don't have to worry my ass off about that tomorrow morning. But I don't know, probably fine, but I don't know. I don't want to have to just, I don't know. My dad doesn't always end up making this stuff if I don't do it. Throwing the food bags together or making the sandwiches. Sometimes he does, but sometimes he doesn't. But regardless, I don't blame him because he's, he's pretty tired too. He's pretty swamped and whatnot. So I'm not upset about that and all that. But anyways, it was nice to spend some time with family this summer so far. We've not really done a ton of super interesting or exciting things, but we've definitely had some nice quality time. So yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much been it. Yeah, been kind of nice with some of this stuff, but also a lot of very stressful things to think about. And heck, I'll be seeing a counselor again in a couple of days, this Tuesday, I believe. So it'll be really nice to talk with her about some of this stuff, kind of catch up and whatnot. And it's been like probably not well, I don't know, it's probably been maybe not quite a year, but probably like about 10-ish months or something like that since I last talked to her. So, be crazy, but it'll be nice to get to catch up with her. Anyways, enough of that. See you next video.